it out.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Black Coffee Gardener. I'm happy to be outside. The weather's been not so great for quite some time now. We've had cold, we've had rain, we had more cold and more rain, and it's 70 degrees today, and I'm pretty excited about it. So let me show you guys what I'm going to be doing in the garden today. Yeah, let me just take you around and show you what I'm going to be doing. All right, so the grass definitely needs to be cut. I don't really have any Swiss chard that needs to be harvested, but everything in here just needs to be cleaned up. I am going to harvest this kohlrabi down here. That is definitely ready, so I'm going to get that out of there and just clean this bed up a little bit. I'll probably just blow the leaves back. I'm not going to worry so much about trying to clean them up because, as you can see, the tree isn't done. So I'm definitely going to get this bed all cleaned up. I've got some collard greens here that I can harvest. This is a broccoli plant here that's growing. I have another collard green plant back there, which I could see something's chewing on that. So I might get that cleaned up and treat that. We've got some purple peppers still growing. And I'm going to get a close-up on all of this. I just wanted to do a quick overview of what's going on. Look how the Scotch bonnet pepper plant has blossomed. I'm so excited about that. This was the plant that just struggled all summer long. It was taken over by tomato hornworms. I had to cut the entire thing back. I wasn't getting any peppers at all, and then about a month ago this thing just took off. You know, and they started the green. This one's going straight from the green to the orange, but what I've been getting a lot of is the green to red, and then red to like an orangish color. But I've been harvesting some of them at this stage here. Being the way the weather is back and forth, I don't know if I'm going to actually get any to turn yellow, which is the color that I want them to get. But either way, it's just fine. I harvest them at this color, and I've made some pepper jelly out of them. This is another pepper plant that struggled all summer, but it's now giving me some peppers, so grateful for that. But anyhow, so today is going to be a ton of cleaning up. I've got some sage down here. I'm going to wind up coming back to do a second video so I can show you guys how I make this sage butter. And I'm also going to show you how I'm going to cook this this kohlrabi. So the leaves are edible, but these, if you can see, were taken over by pests. So obviously I'm not going to eat these, but it's not a total loss. I'll just put it in the compost, and that will be that. Beautiful. About the size of a baseball. Just gonna cut off. Unfortunately, I can't use any of these leaves, but Like I said, it's not a total loss because it'll just go in the compost. But there you have it. And then what I'll do, if I had my knife, but when you cook it, you just peel it, shred it up. I'm not going to get all into it now, but I will do a video. After this video, I'll post a very short video about how I'm going to cook this. Alright, so I didn't realize that over here was actually 3 broccoli plants just struggling amongst one another. So I cut the 2 weaker ones back. I kept this one here. This particular variety of broccoli will overwinter. So I won't actually get broccoli off of this until the spring. But see how this stem here is grown nice and straight. This one here is all curved because it was competing with these 2 here. Yeah, so anyhow, I cut that back. I staked it up just to try to give it some support and keep it from leaning. I did the same with this Swiss chard here. I don't know why it's growing the way that it's growing, like sideways and all of that kind of stuff. But whatever the case may be, this one here is growing straight. So I just gave that one a little support and we'll see what happens. Good news is over here in the carrot section, this one here I'm going to go ahead and pull because, yeah, I barely pulled it and it came out. But for those that have watched my other videos about carrots, or just videos about the garden period, you know how the squirrels just came in here and just tore everything up. So I had carrot seeds spread all over the place. I'm not going to mess with this right now because even, for instance, here, I do have purple carrots planted in here. And down there you can see, even when I give it a tug, it's in there pretty snug. So I'm thinking we're doing pretty good, and we might actually get, you know, a few carrots even over here, which I can't really get the camera in there good. But when I pull on this, I know I can feel the weight of something being down there, but it's not budging. You know, they didn't dig around it so much that it just came out of the ground like this one did. The same over here for the carrots that I planted in the bucket. There's no give, you know, and I know there's something under there. So we're doing like this one was just hanging out. I mean, you can see the root. This one was really just, anyhow. So I came over here. I decided to take this entire plant out because, number one, I know this isn't going to grow anymore. This is the second kohlrabi that I planted. I mean, I planted them both at the same time, but this one started growing first, and then it's been this size for quite some time now. The other one that I harvested surpassed this, and I came over, and as soon as I shook this, which you probably can't see, but this whole thing is just all in the middle here and everything. I'm going to wind up throwing that away. I'm not going to compost it, but I just left it here because I wanted to show you guys how it was just taken over by white flies. So yeah, I'm just going to toss it. It's so late in the season that I don't want to put the energy into treating the white flies, then hoping that they don't, take over my kale and the other things that I do have here that are growing well. Beet tops, I harvest those and I eat those. So yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that entire thing. But that's just a quick update. Let me finish doing what I'm doing out here. So in my old containers, any of the containers that I grew in over the season, I bury kitchen scraps within them and cover them up with leaves. That way the food can break down. I mean, it's not going to break down as much over the winter time, but once next year comes and it gets warm again, it'll unthaw. All those wonderful nutrients will go into your old soil, and you'll have brand new soil ready to plant in next season. Let's do the same thing with all of my containers. I'll do the same with these. Once I pull everything out of there, I just did one for Instagram and that one. So yeah, it's a great way to replenish your soil. And like I said, yeah, don't throw it away. Just give it the nutrients that it needs. Give back to it what was grown in it, and it'll produce for you. Next season, I'll just throw some seeds in there and we'll be ready to go. All right, over here I've got a bean plant, which is done because I planted it too late. It was just kind of one of those, I'll put some seeds in here and see what happens. I think I got like 5 beans off of this. And I talked about both of these plants in another video, how I had planted in succession, which is always a great idea to do. But yeah, I planted them too late, so it's all good. And I think I got a handful off of this one too. So not upset. I did learn a lot. This one is down. What the heck is this? Wow. I don't know what that is, but I cannot pull this up. Anyhow, I'll cut it out because I have no idea what it is. All of this thyme, I have no idea what to do with all of this thyme. I really, really don't. Under here is another broccoli plant, which I'm going to leave. The main reason this is over here is because that is an onion. And I would like to see if I can actually grow an onion. I've never grown onions, so I'm going to leave this here to keep the squirrel from getting over here and digging up my onion. Here, peppers galore. I'm going to harvest peppers and probably make some more pepper, not probably, but make some more pepper jam, Scotch bonnet pepper jam. So I use these purple peppers, and I use the Scotch bonnets. I talked about that a little earlier in this video, but the people on my Etsy that shop in my Etsy shop love the pepper jam, so I'm gonna keep going with it. All right, let me get this thing set back up so you guys can see how I clean up this hot mess over here. Alright, so there was a lot that I wasn't able to capture because my battery died, so I had to charge the phone. But when I went back inside, after I had let it charge for a little while, I checked the mail and I got seeds from True Love Seeds, which of course aren't going to be planted until spring, but I'm always excited about seeds. So I was like, all right, let me save this for show this to the folks. So I got Hill Red Okra, I got Barbados peppers, and fish peppers. These I'm hype about. It's gonna be a lot of peppers going on next season. But anyhow, so that's that. Here's some contact information for them. I'll put it in the description box below. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but they're local to where I'm from, Philly, so it is what it is. I don't need to be paid to talk about a great local company to sell seeds. So there you have it. Let me show you guys what I did do before I go in. Alright, so I finished getting this bed all cleaned up. Still got 2 beets here. I've got a red one and an orange one, which a golden beet, which no, actuality I should have. And there you have it. I should have harvested that. And like I said in another video, these didn't really grow to size because they just weren't able to get good roots thanks to the trusty squirrels. But at any rate, let me put this over here with the rest of the harvest. Yeah, so I got this bed all cleaned up. Should still be able to get a decent amount of kale from both of these plants. And the same with the Swiss chard. I've already been harvesting off of this orange shard and off of both of these red shards. So I should be able to still, get a pretty good harvest from both of those. Carrots we're still waiting on. So I got this part all cleaned up. I took up some of the marigolds. We still got some rosemary here, which that was hidden behind those marigolds. I forgot all about it. Didn't even realize it was there. This dinosaur kale plant should be doing good. Just got all this here cleaned out. Got a broccoli there. Collard greens here. And that's another broccoli plant there next to the collard greens. I cleaned out some of the thyme, as you saw, and we've got another collard green plant coming up there. Now, collard greens don't mind a little frost, so we might still get some growth out of that and be able to get some good leaves off of it. We'll see what happens. Same with this broccoli plant that I have covered here. We'll see what happens with it. I cleaned out 2 of the pepper plants. I just took those out, and then the 2 that are remaining, just cleaned up some of the stems and the leaves, because this thing isn't going to produce for much longer anyways. So I just got rid of everything down here towards the bottom of the plant, and we're just going to concentrate on what's coming in at the top. Like I said, we got lucky this week where we're in the 70s. I think we got a couple of days next week where we're in the 70s, and then it's going to get cold again. This is stevia that I let go to seed, and I was going to harvest some seeds and then get rid of it. But as you can see, every time I came over here, like, okay, let me do this next, there were bees on it. So I'm going to leave it. It's not bothering me, and the bees seem to still be getting something from it. The pots that are entirely covered with leaves, those have actual kitchen scraps in them. You saw when I did this one. So these, I'm not going to touch them until spring. When the spring comes, I'll give everything a good turn, and they'll be ready to plant in. These 3 here don't have kitchen scraps in them yet, so when I get some more, I'll put them in there and do the same method. I'll cover it with leaves, which, as you can see, I've got enough of them. This compost bin here is now full, so nothing else will be going in here. This will just sit here and do what it does all the way until next spring. This one here is ready. Got really, really good looking soil in there. Look at that. Oh, yes. That's a leaf that didn't quite break down all the way, but by the time I'm ready to use it, it's actually fine to use now. And what I'm going to do with it is this bed here. Once I'm done taking everything out of here, once the collard greens are done, once the kale is done, once everything's done, I'm going to take that finished compost, I'm going to lay it all over this bed here, and then cover this with leaves, so that can go to bed for the winter. And the leaves will pretty much protect the soil and let it hold on to, so it'll be able to hold on to a lot of the nutrients, that are in there. This thing here, once again, if we keep up with this 70-degree weather, I'll be able to get more, they'll ripen. Red really isn't ripened. They should be an orange to a yellow color, but it just started producing really, really late. I'm not upset with harvesting the red. They're still hot. They're just not as hot as if they were fully mature. But hey, I'm not going to complain. This is my harvest for the day. Sage, which I'm going to make sage butter. Got a few purple peppers. Got that kohlrabi that I harvested at the beginning of the video. I'm going to salvage. This is some lemon balm, which I'm going to salvage. Some of these are still decent, so I'll get something off of here. This is that carrot that I harvested. And I did wind up taking a few of the Scotch bonnet peppers off of the plant. I got rid of that bell pepper plant, and these were the peppers that were on that. It wasn't gonna produce anymore, so I might as well just take these peppers and mix them in with all the other peppers that I'm gonna use to make a pepper jam. And that's that on that. Thank you guys for watching Black Coffee Gardener. If you haven't today, take a little time to love on yourselves. There's a little bird up there singing to me. Anyhow, love on yourselves, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.